Kind of beautiful, the image of the first reading that Moses takes the people of God through the desert, and he's at the border of the Jordan River, and he sees the land that is promised to the people of God, but because he did not trust God in his journey, he does not get to move in there. He does not get the chance to reap the fruits of the gifts that God is giving to the people, and to share in this new life, a life there. And he just kind of, at the border, just by the river, tells the people a reminder of the wisdom of God through all sacred scripture, that God always places in front of them life or death. Places in front of them the option to decide, the opportunity and the freedom to choose. And he reminds them, and it's kind of a reminder for them also that Moses himself did not choose well in his journey. God called him, God gave him all these beautiful gifts and all these beautiful moments, and yet when he needed to trust the Lord, he didn't. And that prevented him from entering into the promised land. And I think it's a beautiful reminder for us as we begin this Lent, that we are just in the border of Lent. It's 2 days. This is the second day of Lent. But we are there, and we are called to step into this holy season of Lent with intention. To choose life, to choose what the Lord wants to transform and to change and to renew in each one of us. And Moses is calling us and inviting us to be intentional about it. And if you remember what we kind of look at last weekend in the book of Sirach, that's kind of the same idea. You have to be intentional. You have to be choosing with intention what you want to do. And Lent, I think it's an opportunity for us to do that. We could just live this Lent as a routine thing that we do, another year that we just do the same thing, or we could really be intentional about it. We really be aware of the things that we probably need to work on and be intentional about it. Not just hopeful, no? Because I hope I could change this. Well, if you don't take the first step, you will never change it. And so that's kind of what Moses tells the people, like, you're going to step into this new land, you're going to step into this new beautiful territory that was offered to you as a gift from God, and you were brought out of slavery into the freedom of this. But if you really want to rejoice in that freedom and you really want to experience that freedom, you need to choose God. And you need to choose wisely. And you need to choose intentionally. And that's Lent. Lent is this fertile ground that the Lord put in front of us. This holy land, holy season that the Lord put in front of us. For us to choose wisely in using that time. To grow closer to God, closer to the Lord. To really renew the things that need to be renewed. Maybe prune the things that need to be cut off. And also to allow the Lord to work in each one of us. Allow the Lord to do His magic in us, if you will. Do His grace. And we will be surprised if we will let the Lord work on us. If we will let God be God, we will be surprised how He will transform us and change us and will do things. I mean, again, it's a journey. The people of God just spent 40 years going through the desert. It's not an easy thing for them to get into this land. And we know the story. Once they step into the land, this is not easy for them. Our spiritual journey is not to be easy or simple. It's a unique spiritual journey that we have, and it's a unique spiritual relationship that we have with God. And we have to work on it. And we have to be intentional about choosing every day to grow closer to Him, choosing every day freely to love Him more, to let Him work on us, to abandon and surrender ourselves. That's completely hard. You already know that this is really hard for us to kind of surrender our lives and let God take charge. But I think if we are able to do that in this Lent, so then we'll be able to explore new things in us. And so we will arrive to Easter, to this beautiful Holy Week, prepared to experience the new life that comes from the resurrection. But we need to be intentional. So choose wisely what you're going to do each one of those days of Lent. Choose wisely what you're going to do in your prayer life, what you're going to do in your abstinence, what are you going to really do in self-restraining and looking for ways to be generous, giving, and looking for ways to give out of your love. Give out of your life whatever the Lord has blessed you to. You see, you could be every day being extremely generous with your words, just being kind with others. And maybe sometimes we probably should also be mindful, if we're intentional, about the things that we say. Because sometimes we say too much and at the end we don't say anything. Or even in our prayer, sometimes we say too much and at the end we are not praying. We just need to be intentional and mindful to let the Lord work on us, to let the Lord do what He does best, which is renew us, transform us, save us, and redeem us. So as we journey this Lent, let us, as Moses, looking into that new promised land, let us look into this Lent with hope, with intention, choosing life, choosing to grow in prayer, choosing to grow in loving God and loving one another, choosing to do the will of God every moment of our lives.